Hello. What day is it today? First thing, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. October? No, October. No, September 27th. I guess. Okay, time now is 4:58. We only have 2 minutes to 5 minutes. 5 p.m. Here we go. Okay. I'm backing up now. Okay. Oh, here's this car coming toward from the right direction. And does this car wants to turn right? No, I don't think so. Which? No, there's no indicator. Okay. Here we go. The temperature now is 28 degrees. It's much cooler than it was in summer. And now I think we have fall, autumn. Thank goodness it's cooler. I love it so much. But I still have my new air conditioner on all day long. And there's this very huge cloud looking very gray in front of me. The entire sky. It covers the entire sky. I wonder if we'll have rain tonight. I'm not sure because this is the north, and so weather starts worsening from the west, right? East and west, right? I really hope that it's not gonna rain because at night we have to walk my dogs. Okay. Actually, there are so many things that I wanted to talk about during the day, but I was a bit too busy to talk about it in English in front of a camera. I thought I could record my voice on my voice memo. Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. I'm not sure. I was just too busy to do it. I was doing other things, and I could have videotaped myself, but I wasn't wearing my makeup. And when I looked at myself into a mirror, then this old woman was there. I gave up. I gave it up. I didn't want to expose myself to the world without any makeup. I was not courageous enough. I was not brave enough, or even blunt. The word starts with B, but I forgot the word. It's like saucy or sassy. Okay, anyway. Oh, the signal is changing. I have to stop. Okay, one of the things that I wanted to talk about for today was that the counseling I had about, when was it actually? What day? I forgot. I feel like it was already a long time ago, and I feel as if it has been such a long time since then. But let's see. No, I don't remember it at all, but I don't think it has been a week. Okay, anyway, I went there and talked with my counselor for the first time, and just as I said before, somewhere in my previous videos, I was happy that I went there, and I said that I have been listening to his podcasts. He has his podcasts on a few or at least 2 sites. One of them is a website where you can only listen to someone's podcasts, and the other is YouTube. And since I'm a big fan of YouTube, and he has his podcast there, I started listening his podcast on YouTube. Okay, and last night and this morning I was listening to his podcasts again. I listened to actually all of his podcasts already, but since I let it play, let the playlist play during the night while I was sleeping even, there were actually some of the podcasts that I wasn't sure I was actually listening. And today I listened to a few of his podcasts again, and it was fun because probably I was sleeping while I was listening to the same podcast back then. It was about a few days ago or several days ago, just before I actually had his counseling for the first time. And today he was talking about some of the podcasts. It was from some of his podcasts he recorded just before he moved into this place. Okay, on June this year, he moved from the old place to the new place because his new place was a 40-year-old building, and all the walls are just concrete. There's no other material on them, on it, on the walls, and which made it very cold in winter and very hot, extremely hot in summer, because there was no insulation or something. Insulation, is that okay? Insulation. And so, and he thought about his clients, patients, okay, because when we go there to have a counseling, it is the ideal that we feel comfortable, right? But what if the place is too cold or too hot? It's not very good, right? We can't feel comfortable enough to talk about our own problems. We should be as comfortable as we can. So, and I think he thought about it, and he decided to move the place. And the moving task was such a hassle for him. And so he was talking about it, okay, in some of his podcasts. And at the same time, and so usually he talks about something which is related to what he's doing as a job, like psychology thing or something. But in those days, I mean, just around the days when he had to work on his moving jobs, not routine, right? Moving stuff. He wanted to make his podcast or talk free talk. He just talked about what he wanted to talk about then, okay, to make himself relaxed. Okay, and so some of those podcasts sounded more relaxed, and I love it so much. And today I was listening to it, and he was talking about free talk. Okay, he's talking about his free talk, and he said that he used to have this very good friend of his, and 2 or 3 times a week he would stop by his friend's coffee shop. And my counselor especially is a coffee lover, and he loves coffee very much. And his best friend owned a coffee shop, and he would stop by his friend's coffee shop to enjoy his friend's coffee, and they talked about 1 hour or 2 hours every week, about 2 or 3 times at least. Okay, and but he said that that friend passed away about 6 months ago or so. The podcast itself was from 3 months ago, and he said that 2 or 3 months ago his friend had passed away. So meaning that his friend must have passed away about 6 months ago. And since then, he had basically no one to talk about anything. Okay, talked about anything. He has at that time. Okay, ever since his friend had passed away, he had basically no one to talk about anything. They shared, like they both loved movies, they both loved coffee, they had a lot of things in common, and suddenly his friend passed away, and suddenly, all of a sudden, he lost someone to talk with, and he says that he didn't realize it when he was with a friend, but now that he realized that it was a very precious moment for him to talk about basically or essentially anything with the friend. And by talking with him, he was able to sort out all those things in his mind. Okay. And now that he had no one to talk with, and I wondered, okay, what happened with his wife? Because not very often, but sometimes he mentions his, not wife, but his partner. Okay. Haigusha in Japanese, and it means either a wife or a husband. Okay. Person you're married to. Okay. So he's married, I guess. But I just wondered, okay, to be honest with you, I just wondered he couldn't talk about anything with his wife. He's in his 50s, and not all the married couples are happily married, right? Yeah, I understand, but when I was listening to his podcast, that was something that I had in my mind. I was just wondering. Okay, anyway, and now he realized that talking with his friend a few times a week was a very important part of his life, and by doing so, he was able to organize his thoughts naturally, and I understand that. And now he has his podcast, right? And sometimes he's just talking about what he likes to talk about, like free talk. And at that time, he was just doing that, right? He was not talking about some specific topics related to his job, his occupation, but he was just talked about some insignificant things to others, okay? To others, like what he did for the day, what he thought, or what happened to him that day, or something like that. And he said that people would think that just talking about such insignificant things wouldn't help anything to him, but actually it does. Okay, it does. He was just talking about what happened for the day on the podcast, right? And although what he was talking about was that didn't sound very significant, because it is not almost nothing to do with his job, like psychology or okay, but still it is very important for him, and I understand that. I understand what he means, okay, because not now, but I used to keep a diary because I read this book, and this book suggested I keep a diary to organize my thoughts, okay? And it worked. When I kept a diary, I felt calm. Okay, writing a diary made me feel very calm, and it helped my thoughts organized, okay? But now I'm not doing this, and this is the only place where I can be honest with myself, and I can talk about anything, basically anything, even though I'm uploading this to YouTube and where everybody can watch, right? It's not private 100%, but still it's a very important part of my life. Okay, now we arrived at the place already, so but I still have 13 minutes to go, but I have to go now. Okay, anyway, so on my way back home, I'm gonna talk about this again, okay? So talk to you in my next video. Okay, bye bye.